Okay. This next song is kind of a definition or a declaration of self. Take me as I am. Here I am. Off the wall. I just saw a rainbow fall into the floor. It's one thing to be in a band, and it's another thing to lead a project in a solo way. And you know, I've done a lot of solo projects that have been collaborative, and this one is becoming more and more collaborative, starting from the fact that Steve and I have collaborated in Sonic Youth and out of Sonic Youth for a long time. But also Alan and I, for a long time, have collaborated, mostly in not pop song kind of ways, but in more experimental ways. So we have a lot of history together as players, but I'm still writing the material and making the decisions about how I want the music to sound and what makes it perfect, better or worse. And because it starts with these songs that I'm pretty happy with, it just has seemed very easy, mainly. You know, it's been a very easy process, and it hasn't been a situation of thinking like, well, how does this relate to what was happening with Sonic Youth, or how is it different? It's just taken on its own life at this point. Take me home. See me as I am. Just half a man. Trying to get home. They're fun songs to play. So in that sense, it is kind of relaxing. And you know, with Sonic Youth, you have a group that's together and comfortable as interactive players. You know, and everybody's creating the music, and so it's growing in a very organic way. And it has room for all these other experimentations. And with this music, you know, I'm pretty much creating it in my bedroom or whatever. And now the band is starting to understand, as we've been playing together longer, it feels more like a band. So this new record has got more instrumental things going on than the last record, I think. We just did a session here in Barcelona for 4 days in a studio, making a record with all acoustic instruments, stand-up bass and a cajon and acoustic guitars for Alan and myself. So that was really fun. So we've been in Barcelona for a few days, but we've been in the studio every single day. We haven't been out seeing the city.
So hot.
It's been pretty nice right now that the band can be acoustic or electric. You know, it's a whole bunch of new experiences, which is the coolest thing about it for me. I'm playing solo gigs on acoustic guitar instead of solo gigs on electric noise guitar. I'm playing songs on acoustic guitar, and it's another way of enjoying the instrument as well. I mean, the sound is really, really nice. I would define it as indebted to guitar sounds from the 60s and 70s and older guitar sounds from people like John Fahey, and acoustic fingerstyle playing is a lot of where it started and where it is right now. And in between, there's Tom Verlaine and Jerry Garcia and George Harrison and Paul McCartney and a million other, Dee Boone, and the list could be massive. But it's interesting when you play an instrument, because if you get into it, you get into the whole history of the instrument, so you can appreciate anything that's been played on that instrument, from 16th century songs to Van Halen. I'm going to play Fender Jazz Masters, which is traditionally what I play. And Fender did make a model with my name. They did one for Thurston and one for me a couple of years ago. And that was a really cool process to develop our own signature guitars for Fender, which we've always played Fender. I'm not using mine tonight, but I do use it a lot. But I'm using a couple more, so a couple old Fenders. And then I've got a couple new guitars, one made by a young German guitar builder that's given me built a couple guitars for me over the years. And that's an interesting guitar as well. So, there's a few different guitars there. I will see her coming. Improvisation is really important, but I guess I use different things that I do for different outlets. I'm not looking for this outlet to be very improvisatory right now. I'm looking for it to be interpretations of songs, and a lot of it is more about singing than about playing guitar for me right now. Sometimes on stage you lose a bit of orientation because you get so deeply involved in the music. So you want to tread a fine line. You really want to be very present in the music and be lost in it in a certain way, to perform it purely, not just as you practiced it, But it's hard to attain that every night. It's a musician's a performer's challenge. The future is assured for Sonic Youth. It doesn't matter whether we record anything else or play again as a quartet or whatever. I think it has a broad enough base to live on for a while. It's been important music to some people. Anyway, we're all, I think, very involved in what we're doing right now, and things are in a good place. So.